entire campaign. We also have my colleague David here to assist you with any questions throughout the auction process. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the vendors for entrusting us with the sale of the beautiful family home that we're standing on here today. To the neighbours in the crowd, thank you for coming, for making this part of Box Hill South one of the best places to live in. To the bidders in the crowd, thank you for coming in and wish you all the best in the bidding procedure. And there one lucky buyer, we congratulate you in advance on your astute purchase. This auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that are made available before the commencement of the auction. As the auctioneer, I'll be indicating bidders upon request and rights to place bids on behalf of the sellers, otherwise known as vendor bids. If we now decide to place those bids, I'll simply say vendor bid. This auction prohibits false bids, prohibits malicious disruptions by bidders, attempting to prevent us from bidding, and provides fines for misconduct. And last but not least, when this paperwork hits my hand and this property is deemed sold, I'll absolutely take no late bids and offers beyond that point. If you're successful here today, all that I require from you is a little 10% deposit of the full purchase price, and the settlement time, you pick the time frame that suits you best. For the sellers, have been quite flexible here today, anywhere within the vicinity of 30 through to 60 days, unless prior arrangements have been made with you beforehand. In the instance where you bid against vendor bids, you have two options: to not bid against the highest vendor bid, which means that you'll decrease your chances of being successful here today, as we'll get to negotiate with multiple parties afterwards. On the cost of the flip side, however, is that if you do bid against the highest vendor bids, you own yourself the exclusive right to negotiate with the sellers, and statistically speaking, you'll increase your chances of being successful here today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've all been through this home before. 3 bedrooms welcome you into this house as well, and 3 bathrooms, ladies and gentlemen, and then double garage in the back as well. Rear lane access, ladies and gentlemen, so it's a perfect home for you and your family in the heart of Box Hill South. Floorboards downstairs, carpets upstairs, ladies and gentlemen, built-in robes, and then amenities goes on, this goes on, ladies and gentlemen, in this perfect location where you're close to Kingswood College, just down the road, Roberts McCubbin zoning as well, and Box Hill High School zoning, which is one of the best government high schools in Victoria at the moment. And of course, in this location, ladies and gentlemen, you're close to everything that Box Hill has on offer, whether it's shopping centre, amenities, restaurants, hospital. Plus, you're also close to Burwood, just down the road as well. Deakin University, Burwood Shops, Burwood Brickworks, ladies and gentlemen, and the list goes on. Plenty of public transport options, whether it's trams on Riversdale Road, Burwood Highway, train station in Box Hill. Further down the road, you've got the Eastern Freeway here, Monash Freeway behind us, and of course Mount Waverley train station further down as well. So enough from me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you're not here to hear me talk, and you've done your due diligence on this home here today. So where can I see a very reasonable start today? Opening bid, opening offer, ladies and gentlemen. Opening bidder here today will get a free bottle of champagne, ladies and gentlemen. You start me off. You tell me, where would you like to start me off, ladies and gentlemen? We're quoting the property between 950 and a million, around $1,045,000. You tell me what's fair market value in the current market now. $950,000. Welcome to the bidding here. Wen Yu will give you a bottle of champagne here at $950,000 here with David at $950,000. At $950,000, we can chip away perhaps increments of 25s on the rise. What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Any other buyers in the crowd at $950,000 now? At $950,000 here now, at $950 with David, at $950 triple O. At $950,000, there's a nice small crowd here, nice and tight here, at $950,000. At $950,000 with David, the buyers need to know. At $950, is any further interest buyers? At $950, fairly bid and offered now at $950,000 now. First score now at $950,000 with David. Second opportunity here now at $950,000. Third and final call here at $950,000. Buyers need to know any interest here at $975. $975. Welcome to you into the bidding here today, sir. All the best with your bidding here at $975,000. Bids back against you, David. What do you say at $975 on the left? At $975,000 here on the left-hand side.
$980.
Let's go 1 million. Round this up, going up in increments of 25s at the moment. Don't want to undersell your future home, man. What do you say? At $975,000, let's go straight to a mil. At $975,000 here on my left-hand side. Love to see you back in front here with a million round, even figure of $1 million. At $975. At $975. At $975 now. At $975.
$985.
975. Can we go 1 mil, David? What do you say at 975? At 975 now. We'll take the 10 now. Extend the same courtesy to anyone in the crowd here at $985,000 with David and his buy at 985. At $985,000 with David and his buy here. Bids back against you. Wen Yu, what do you say? At $985,000 now. At 985. At 985 now, perhaps $1 million to round us up, sir. What do you say? At $985,000. At $985,000 at the moment, can I see a mil to get you back in front? At $985,000, buyers need to know. Gonna call it 3 times here. First call.
We're actually 10.
995, thank you sir, 995, bids back against you here, David, what do you say? At 995, at $995,000 here, at 995 on my left, at 995, at $995,000 here on the left hand side, at 995, at $995,000 now, $1,005,000 to get you back in front, man, what do you say? At 995 at the moment, at $995,000 here on the left hand side, 995. At $995,000 now, buyers need to know, going to call it 3 times. First call now at $995,000. Second opportunity here now at $995,000. Third and final call here at $995,000. Buyers need to know any further interest or increments here at $995. At $995 now. At $995. At $995,000. Hey, if you do this out here at $995 now, at $995,000. At $995,000, you need to know. At $995. At $995. At $995. At $995 now. They need to know. Any further interest or increments here in the buyers of the crowd? Any interest here today, ma'am? At 998 here in front, and 998 bids back against you. Wen Yu, what do you say? At 998. At $998,000 at the moment. At 998. At $998,000 here. At 998 with David. At $998,000 here. Bids back against you, sir. What do you say? At $998,000. At 998. At $998,000. First call.
We're going to mill.
Go to a meal here, runs up to a meal here on the left hand side. And $1 million bids back against you, David. What do you say? And $1 million here on my left. And $1 million here on the left hand side, and $1 million at the moment. And $1 million now on the left hand side, bids back against you. What do you say? At $1 million. At $1 million here in front. At $1 million now, buyers need to know. Any further interest or increments here? At $1 million here on the left hand side. At $1 million here on the left. At $1 million on the left hand side now, buyers need to know. $1 million here on the left hand side. Any further interest in the crowd? First call now, $1 million. Second opportunity here at $1 million. Third and final call here at $1 million. All done, finished, and silent at $1 million here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to hit the pause button and seek further instructions from our vendors. I'll be back with you in just a minute. Thank you.
Yeah, just give me 1 sec. Just give me 1 sec.
$1 million at the moment. Thank you for your patience here. We're at $1 million on the left-hand side, and $1 million here, standing next to David, and $1 million here. Now, buyers need to know any further interest or increments, and $1 million now, and $1 million now.
Just to confirm, 5,000, yeah?
When you let him know Reza, if he's thinking about 5,000, $1 million and $5,000, welcome to the bidding here, and $1 million and $5,000 from Reza. At $1 million and $5,000, bids back against you, David. What do you say? At $1 million and $5,000. At $1 million and $5,000. At $1 million and $5,000. Welcome to the bidding here, Reza. At $1 million and $5,000. At $1 million and $5,000, bids back against you, David. What do you say? $1 million and $5,000. At $1 million and $5,000, buyers need to know any further interest or increments at $1 million and $5,000. At $1 million and $5,000 now, need to know buyers going to call it 3 times here. First call at $1 million and $5,000. Second call.
2,500.
$1,007,500. $1,007,500. It's back against you when you.
7,500.
$1,007,500 here. Gentlemen's offer here on the left-hand side. Bids back against you when you. What do you say? $1,007,500. $1,007,500. Can I see $1,010,000 or more to get you back in front here? And $1,007,500 on my left.
10,000.
$1,010,000 back in front. Another 2.5. Another 2.5 when you need to know. $1,000,000.
12,500.
12,500. $1,012,500. $1,012,500. Reza.
So he went up 2,500, so it was 1,010.
So they added another 2.5.
So now it's like 1,0.
12. 12.5.
Oh, yeah.
12.5. Here. 12.5 here on my left-hand side. 12.5 here on my left-hand side. When you, any further interest here? $12,500 on my left.
15.
15, $1,015,000. $1,015,000 with Wen. $1,015,000. David needs to know $1,015,000 with Wen Yu at the moment, and $1,015,000. And $1,015,000, David, here back against you on the left-hand side, $1,015,000. 2,500 again, thank you, sir. 17.5. 17.5 now, can I see 20 when you? $1,017,500 on my left. $1,017,500 here on my left-hand side. $1,017,500.
20.
20, $1,020,000. Bids back against you, David, at $1,020,000. At $1,020,000.
That's great, right?
$1,020,000 at the moment. $1,020,000 with Reza and Wen Yu here at $1,020,000. At $1,020,000. Bids back against you, David, at $1,020,000. At $1,020,000. 2,500, $1,022,500, $1,022,500 bids back against you. Two-man horse race at the moment. $1,022,500, $1,022,500. Can I see 25 when you to get you back in front at $1,022,500 at the moment. At $1,022,500, at $1,022,500. Holding the bid here, I think on the left-hand side. $1,022,500 at the moment. 25 to get you back in front. $1,022,500. $1,022,500 at the moment. Any bids here? When you need to know. $1,022,500 at the moment. 25 to get you back in front. $1,022,500 here on my left-hand side at $1,022,500.
What do you say? Otherwise, we'll give it to them.
$1,022,500 here.
25.
25. $1,025,000. David bids back against you. $1,025,000.
That's fine.
27.5. 27 and a half now. Can I see 30? 1,027 and a half. 1,027 and a half here on my left hand side. 1,027 and a half. 1,027 and a half. 1,027 and a half now. Can I see 30? When you, what do you say? 1,027 and a half. And 1,027 and a half here on my left. And 1,027 and a half. And 1,027 and a half now. Can I see 30 when you get you back in front? 1,027 and a half. 1,027,500. 1,027,500 here on my left hand side. 30 back in front, thank you. 1,030 here and 1,030. 1,032 and a half on my left hand side. 1,032 and a half. And 1,032 and a half here on the left. What do you say? 1,032 and a half. 1,032 and a half now. Can I see 35 to get you back in front? At 1,032 and a half. At 1,032 and a half here on my left hand side. 35 to get you back in front. At 1,035. 35 bits back against you, David. 1,035. At 1,035 with Wen Yu here. At 1,035. At 1,035 now. Can I see 37 and a half to get you back in front? 1,035. At 1,035, 37 and a half, thank you. 1,037 and a half now, when you, what do you say? 1,037 and a half. At 1,037 and a half here on the left hand side. 1,037 and a half, 40 to get you back in front. At 1,037 and a half. At 1,037 and a half here on my left hand side, 1,037 and a half. At 1,037 and a half now. Can I see 40? Can I see 40 here? 1,037 and a half. Surely this one. 40 back in front, 1,040, 42 and a half. 42 and a half straight back over the top. Good bidding here, sir. At 1,042 and a half. 1,042 and a half now. Bids back against you when you at 1,042 and a half. And 1,042 and a half now. Can I see 45? And 1,042 and a half. And 1,042 and a half now. Need to know, bids back against you at 1,042 and a half. And 1,042 and a half here on my left. And 1,042,500. 45 to get you back in front, Reza, what do you say? And 1,042 and a half here with David. And 1,042 and a half. 1,042 and a half. Surely if you saw value at 1,040, you'll see value at 1,045. And 1,042 and a half here on my left hand side holding the bid. At 1,045. Think about the location, ladies and gentlemen, the school zoning wise. You can save a lot of private school fees here at 1,042 and a half here on my left hand side. 1,042 and a half.
Roxhill High School's on as well.
1,042 and a half. $1,042 and a half thousand now. 45 to get you back in front, sir. 1,042.
45.
45 back in front. 47 and a half. 1,047 and a half now. Here on my left. 1,047 and a half here with David. 1,047 and a half. $1,047 and a half thousand. 1,047 and a half. $1,047 and a half here. Bids back against you when you. Can I see 50 to get you back in front? Round us up to 1,050. 1,047 and a half here on the left hand side. 1,047 and a half. At 1,047 and a half here on the left hand side. At 1,047 and a half. At 1,047 and a half thousand.
$1,047 and a half.
1,047 and a half.
The bid is with them at the moment.
1,047 and a half.
We can't see him.
1,047 and a half. 1,047
location.
One buyer has already left now, so it should give you confidence buys. And 1,047, which is between the two of you here now. 1,047 and a half. 1,047. 1,047. 1,047 now. 1,047 and a half. 1,047 and a half here. 1,047 and a half. Need to know. At 1,047 and a half.
We'll take 1,000. 1,000 minimum.
At 1,047 and a half here.
49.
49.
105.
105. 1,050 got there right here. 1,050 here on my left hand side. At 1,050 bids back against you when you, what do you say? 1,050 on my left. At 1,050.
So 1,000 also.
At 1,050 here on my left hand side. At 1,050 now. At $1,050,000 now. 1,050. And 1,050 here on my left hand side. Here at 1,050. 1,050. Any further bids from Reza? Need to know. 1,050 at the moment. At $1,050,000. Any further interest or increments here now? Need to know. $1,050,000 at the moment. At $1,050,000, $1,050,000. $1,050,000.
So it's 1,000 on top of you.
$1,050,000 at the moment.
Another
Think
one
about
to
it.
say, Megan? 51.
51.
Can we go 1055?
Yeah, perfect. 1055 good bidding here now. Show you competition here at $1,055,000. $1,055,000 putting a little bit of distance against you competitor here at $1,055,000 on my left.
One doesn't seem to be working.
At $1,055,000 on my left hand side. At $1,055,000. At $1,055,000. At $1,055,000.
$1,055,000.
$1,055,000.
$1,055,000.
At $1,055,000 at the moment. At $1,055,000 here on the left hand side. $1,055,000 on the left. At $1,055,000 on the left hand side. Any further interest or increments here? $1,055,000 on the left. At $1,055,000 here on the left hand side. $1,055,000. At $1,055,000. At $1,055,000 now. Can I see 56 or perhaps 60 to get you back in front? At $1,055,000 at the moment. At $1,055,000 here on the left hand side. At $1,055,000. At $1,055,000. $1,055,000.
What do you say, Reza?
$1,055,000. $1,055,000. So what was the?
1 second.
1 second. Still considering $1,055,000 and $1,055,000 here on my left. While you're doing that one year, I'm just going to hit the pause button again at $1,055,000 and give you buy a little time to think about it. Give me 1 second. At $1,055,000.
Yeah, just here. Just a few minutes.
It's okay, no stress. It's no problem. Not a problem. $1,055,000. Dave, you want to advise $1,055,000 here?
$1,055,000 on top for you, yeah?
$1,055,000. We're on the market and selling for no better bidding here. $1,055,000 here on the market and selling. $1,055,000. 56. You're back in front here. $1,056,000 with Wen Yu and Reza. $1,056,000. We're selling for no better bidding here today. $1,056,000 here with Wen Yu and $1,056,000. 57 bids back against you, Wen Yu. $1,057,000. At $1,057,000 here with David at $1,057,000.
57.
$1,057,000, now see 58 or 60 perhaps. $1,057,000 at the moment. At $1,057,000 here with David at $1,057,000. At $1,057,000 buyers need to know.
60.
60 good bidding here now. $1,060,000. At $1,060,000 bids back against you, Dave.
65.
65 good bidding here now.
65.
$1,065 now. What do you say? At $1,065,000. At $1,065,000 here on the left hand side. $1,065,000. At $1,065,000 now selling for no better bidding here today. This property will definitely be sold here today.
70 to see you back in.
Only thing we don't know is who's going to be the buyer here today at $1,066,000.
66.
$1,000 increment, $1,056,000.
67.
67.
67.
67. $1,067,000 here on the left.
68.
68.
69.
9.
69.
69. $1,069,000. $1,069,000. Can I say 70? At $1,069,000 here on the left. At $1,069,000. At $1,069,000.
70.
70 good bidding here.
71.
71.
71.
71 here on my left. At $1,071,000.
That's
At
a strong.
$1,071 here on my left hand side. At $1,071,000 here. $1,071,000. At $1,071,000. And $1,071,000 here on my left. $1,071,000 bids back against you here. Reza, when you need to know, $1,071,000. At $1,071,000 now. First call at $1,071,000. Second opportunity here at $1,071,000. Third and final call here
Third call already.
at $1,071,000.
71.
All done. Finish. Silent. At $1,071,000.
What do you say, brother?
Have you left your best on the table here today at $1,071,000?
Sure, 100%.
$1,071,000.
We are on the market and selling, yeah?
$1,071,000.
Maybe give it another go, I would say.
$1,071,000. No better
Let's go
bidding here today. $1,071,000.
Let's go 75. They've been on top of it.
$1,071,000. Leave here with no regrets here, ladies and gentlemen, at $1,071,000.
Sure.
Perhaps even 500 if you want. At $1,071,000.
500, even 500 will take
It's
it.
money for our owners here, $1,071,000. $1,071,000.
We're just trying to get the share.
$1,071,000.
We're on the market and selling.
$1,071,000 here.
Why here you can't?
At $1,071,000 now. Need to know by any further interest or increments.
Not even 500, sure.
$1,071,000. Looks like you're in the box seat here, sir. Get ready to celebrate. Get ready to miss out at $1,071,000.
You lose nothing.
All done, finish, and silent. First call, $1,071,000. Second opportunity, $1,071,000. Third and final call, $1,071,000. On behalf of the team at CHM Real Estate, Wen Yu and I have been the selling agents for this property. We look forward to talking to you after the auction. $1,071,000. This property is selling. This property is selling. This property is, put your hands together to the new purchasers. This property is sold. Congratulations. Congratulations, leaders.